Morning, Piggy.
Morning. Is that what they call this?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. Well, it is Monday morning. We's out and about doing our morning half of our weekly thing. And get through this four-way. They've got a bunch of people who don't know what a four-way is this morning. Went through one prior to that and right there. I was waiting on one to my right. They was waiting on pedestrians in the crosswalk. They got across, one to my left and stopped after me. They decided to go ahead and go. So, you know. But anyway. Well, folks, for those of you that wasn't in my live last night, I had a thing talking about 0 plus 0, 0 minus 0, 0 divided by 0, and 0 times 0 always equals 0. Now, why would I say that? Well, I say that because otherwise intelligent individuals become really stupid, actually foolish, when it comes to God. They can look at intelligent design and deny that there was an intelligence behind that design. They believe that sometime way long ago, there was this big bang. But according to them, there was absolutely nothing. And then this nothing is all of a sudden up and exploded everywhere with all sorts of something. Well, that's the case of taking 0, dividing it by 0. You cannot get something out of nothing. I mean, it's just mathematically impossible. There ain't nothing to be had out of nothing. So for those who don't believe that there was at least intelligent design behind all we see and know, much less God, I'm going to start applying the same logic to them as they do about all that we see.
Popo.
There's a po-po, there's a po-po. And that logic is they achieved something that's acting all proud for it, what they've done. So you didn't do that, that's just chaos. All of a sudden, poof, there it is.
Poof, there it is.
Yeah. Dale decided to use that a little bit live last night. I thought that was funny. And somebody showed up and poof, there they are.
Yeah.
But I'm going to apply that same logic to roads. And when they get mad, I'm just going to say, well, you look at all of creation and you think that you don't recognize the intelligent design in it? You don't recognize God's word? Because, you know, if you can be so foolish as to look at all the precision of everything all around us, then I don't have to recognize your work either. They just poof, there it was. It just all of a sudden showed up. It was a little bit of something that exploded out of nothing. Same logic. Because mathematically, 0 applied to any equation, plus, minus, divide, multiply, by itself, always comes up zero. You just can't get nothing out of nothing. You can't get something out of nothing. It just don't work that way. What I find funny too is mathematics and science is among the things that God created in order to create all of this. God loves numbers.
Well, isn't there like something I call the golden equation or something like that?
Golden ratio.
The golden ratio, okay.
It is half a pi.
Okay.
1.62 or something like that.
Okay.
And you can find it everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them. They're talking about the one place that made it dawn on for me was the Nautilus shell.
Yep, it's heavy in the Nautilus shell.
Yeah.
All the different little chambers.
Yeah.
It's seen in the ear.
Yeah.
Shape of the ear. So it's applied to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Trey Smith was talking about that.
Yeah, I know a little bit about a lot of things, but not a lot about little. You know, it's kind of like I got a lot of what I call useless knowledge that's not quite so useless. It actually is, you know.
No, it's not useless. You know, it comes in very handy at times. Yeah, it's the golden ratio. You'll find it a lot in nature.
Oh, yeah.
And folks, I'm sorry, but you can't get something like the golden ratio out of stuff that just, poof, there it is.
Yeah. I mean, there has to be some kind of design for all of that to happen. It's just not going to happen by chance.
There has to be an intelligence using mathematical equations and physics and all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of physics we don't know about yet because we ain't come across it yet or figured out how to come across it in order to figure out other things. And everything. Everything is God created that science and mathematics and everything to create it all. That's one of the reasons why we have discovered mathematics is because man sees something in nature and he's trying to figure it out. So, you know, he's trying to figure out how to measure it. And over the centuries, man has learned different equations and mathematics in order to be able to figure those things out. Now, if there's something that we have to figure out, and we've discovered mathematics, and we use that mathematics in order to get some kind of idea, okay, this is so much space, so much volume, so much this, so much that. Somebody had to design that in for us to discover. Well, folks, science and mathematics is just a study of one aspect of God. That's proof of God right there in itself. Because of the precision of everything. So, it didn't just boom, all of a sudden explode into a whole lot of something out of nothing. It ain't no amount of time, billions, trillions of years or whatever, that could cause it to just randomly come together the way it has.
I see it.
There had to be intelligent design. From an intelligence that is far beyond anything we can grasp. That's man's problem. They get to knowing a little something. So they think they it. They think they the it with an SH on the front of that.
Yeah.
You know, when they ain't nothing.
I see it.
Somebody done been there, done that, and left it behind for man to discover.
Yep. There's a tree bell. This tree had fallen back there.
So, you know, Trey Smith, he run the numbers on it. I think he run the numbers on it. And conferred with a very intelligent mathematical person on running the numbers on it. But DNA, the odds of even one strand of DNA appearing all on its own from chaos are so astronomically high against it as to be literally impossible. Yeah, the number goes into something like far more than all the stars in the known universe. And folks, there's trillions upon trillions of stars. So the odds against that happening on its own, just one strand, is mathematically impossible. So there had to be something designed DNA. And it wouldn't have been aliens, because they would have had to evolve too.
Something would have had to have created them.
Something would have had to have created them.
Oh, man.
So it weren't aliens. And aliens, folks, they ain't what they portray themselves to be. They have all the earmarks of what Satan and his fallen angels was doing that caused God to destroy the world. So 2 plus 2 always equals 4. Think about it. So
Well, that comes back to 0 plus 0 is always 0 too.
exactly. You know, anybody atheist out there want to use science and mathematical logic, well, there's your proof of God right there. Because 0 plus 0, 0 minus 0, 0 divided by 0, 0 times 0 will always equal 0. That's right there is mathematical proof that the Big Bang, out of absolutely nothing, could not have occurred unless there was an intelligent being behind it, causing it, making it. So there was a Big Bang. The Bible describes it perfectly well. Describes God having flung the stars from his fingertips.
Yep.
From our microscopic point of view within the universe, way on the outskirts of this galaxy, yeah, that'd have been a Big Bang. That'd have been a really big bang. But there was a cause behind that. Well, science is cause and effect. You have a cause that causes an effect. But like Pastor John Hagee said, God is the uncaused cause. He's the intelligence behind that effect. He caused it. But there wasn't nothing caused him. But he's always been, always will be. Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end.
The forever and the always.
Yep. So, you know, yeah, folks, I'm on a thing about that. You know, because people want proof before they will believe. Well, I got news for you. God ain't got to prove himself to you.
Isn't faith believing without seeing? Okay.
Faith is the substance of those things which are not seen.
That's basically it. You believe, believe without having to see it. But
yeah, well, it's like this. You can't see the wind, but you can feel it on your skin, and you can see it moving the trees.
You see the effects of it, but you can't see it.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
Well, if you go by the logic of non-believers, well, there is no wind. The trees just move on their own, and your skin feels that just because it's something that your body does.
Yeah.
Because you can't see the wind, so if you can't see the wind, therefore it does not exist, right? Wrong. You breathe air, you cannot see air. So how do we breathe? Well, it just happens naturally. I mean, there ain't no such thing as air, but, we breathing in and breathing out, something that don't exist. You can't see it. Oh, but you can see the effect of it. Well, by that logic, I see all around me the effect of God.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you cannot look at a tree leaf or a plant or an animal or another human being and tell me that just happened out of chaos randomly. That's not how it works. If you're going to apply logic to things like air and wind, things you can't see, then why do they lose their use of logic when they look all around them and see that this could not have happened randomly? Now, they'd rather believe some man from the middle 1800s that rebelled against God, the status quo, as some like to call it, who didn't know anything about DNA, had absolutely no proof
Geese.
of anything.
I guess I
decided to say, well, things were this way and that way and that way and this way because I think so. And people who took and turned that into, that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
They'd rather believe some man that believed it sometime millions of years ago. We come walking out of the ocean as fish and gills and dropped the gills and became monkeys swinging through the trees, and eventually, after more millions of years, turned into what we are today.
Oh, man.
But folks, it's proven it takes more faith to believe there is no God and to claim there is no God than it takes to believe in God.
Yep.
Now somebody tell me how that makes sense. Come on. Somebody tell me. It don't. But man is so arrogant as to think that he is the top of the line, end all be all of intelligence, and so desirous of rebelling against what they inherently feel within their being to search for God. That's built into the human being. That's what they're searching for. If they were not searching for that, they wouldn't be looking for it. They wouldn't be interested in science. They wouldn't be interested in trying to figure all this out, because that's what they're doing. They're trying to fulfill that inherent need to find God. So, but that's the effect of the enemy whispering in everybody's ears that there ain't no God. Well, Folks, I don't just believe there's a God. I don't just have faith. I know there's a God. See, that's the difference between, you know, that was the difference way back in the day, in the days of the prophets. One of the things that I find in reading about it is that they didn't just have faith in God. They didn't just have faith that God was there. They knew, beyond a shadow of a doubt, they knew He was there. And like them, I can look at nature and see God all around me. Because folks, literally, He is all around us. Because all of this is made from and of God Himself. Because He took the energy of His pure love and manipulated the E equals MC squared equation, popped it out there. That's one of the reasons why those that would mimic God to lead people astray can't fully mimic God, because they lack one major ingredient to be able to create. They can only manipulate what's already there. Yeah, I'm talking about Satan and the fallen angels and demons and all that. They know the physics of it. They know the mathematics of it. They know all that. So they can manipulate it, but they can't copy it. So folks, 0 always equals 0 when you use it in math against itself. Simple as that. Piggy loves you.